You can access the entire episode now on our website, forbiddenknowledge.news, Rokfin, Rumble, and all podcast platforms. There's different ways you can look at it, man. Let's explore that. To me, that's a really highly negative outlook on the possibility of what we're in. I tend to think that we're in our own paradise that we build for ourselves, and everything we interact is meant for us to learn and evolve and grow from. But just say, for an instance, that we are in an Archon Louche form. That's what this is for. And even the best of times, even the most love we feel, even the most incredible experiences we have are just for false hope, are just to get us to build up that energy so that eventually something horrible will happen, and these entities will just feed off of the negativity and horrible energy that comes off of us, because they put us through this roller coaster ride of emotions, and that's what it's all about. We're just like cattle to them. They're just feeding off of us perpetually, and they have the white light trap after we die. We're just going to be shot right back down to do it all over again. To me, I don't see how, if this is a realization that we could ever come to collectively, why we would want to even keep going like this. It seems like if this is a realization that collectively we came to, that we would, as a species, fight against it and try to find our way out, because that, to me, is not an acceptable reality. It's not acceptable to my inner consciousness, to my inner light, to the knowing that I have that I am an eternal being of God, of Source, and that what keeps me going is the good in life, is my good experiences, the knowing that I can make my life better and make other people's lives better and share love. That's what keeps me going. And if that is a false hope, like a little dangling bait that they're going to reel our consciousness in with it, I don't want a part of that. I'm going to fight against that with all my might. But because I'm not right there anymore, I was at one time. I considered this heavily for a while, but I was also depressed in my life, and I was also going through some bad times. And I find this coincides with where we're at in our lives, how we have this outlook on reality, and especially for me. And where I'm at now is that everything we experience is for us, and we are the owners of our own Louche form. This is our thing, and we're ultimately in control of it all. I'm not saying there is intelligences outside of that, which it's possible, but for me, I don't resonate with that. I think it's all part of us. I don't think there's anything in this universe, galaxy, interverse that is not connected to us, not part of us, and I just have the ultimate intuitive belief that it's all us. I don't know, what do you think?
That's super fascinating. I want to go back to the Gnostic thing really quick, though, because I think we had Miguel Connor on, and he
I love Miguel.
Miguel's great. He made the best argument for it, so we'll play Gnostic advocate here real fast.
Yeah.
That our own reality is a reflection of, as above, so below, and it's like he's saying that it's so much like government, and the way that government uses us, and they're the archons, like, because as he was describing Gnosticism, I was like, describe it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Right? And he broke it down, their whole belief system, and I was like, that sounds exactly like the way government and the way that they use us, the way that they use us for our money, for our this, that, the other. And he was like, well, that's how the Gnostics realized they were like, it was a reflection of as above, so below. And dude, to me, if you put it in that way, it makes so much damn sense, dude. That the way that we're basically tax cattle. We're being used and abused by this higher archon. And then he even broke down what the name archon meant. And so anarchy is against the archon. Dude, it just blew my fucking mind. I was like, dude, you're absolutely right. And so for 5 minutes I was a Gnostic.
Right on.
He's brilliant, dude. And he was and actually Gnosticism brought him to anarchy, and he considers himself an anarchist at this point. And I'm like,
right on.
Yeah, man, that's so fascinating.
Well, let's explore the chicken or egg aspect of this. Did these intelligences come first, or were we first, and did we create the intelligence as some sort of egregore or archetype that came from our own energy and consciousness in order to have this morality marker for each polarity? Say that we are in earliest of ancient times, and we have these incredible beliefs and spiritual practices and powers of consciousness that we're aware of. We're creators, but we know it. Maybe 200, 300, maybe a million years ago. This is my perspective of what the possible human could be, that we had all these creative powers and we knew it. And we created these archetypes, these gods, as a constant reminder of these moral polarities, good and evil, and how to grow food and where the sun sets and rises. And they created this whole template. They created these energies that became gods to us. But essentially, they are our own energy that we put out there. Or is it that these intelligences created us? That used to be the common view amongst, ancient alien theorists and people who have a biblical view of things, that these angels, these celestial beings, created man. I wonder if it could be the other way around.
To me, that's fascinating, man. I mean, I'll just give you my perspective. I'll give you, well, because I asked him that question in a lot of ways, because I was like, so we can't exist without him in this place because Yaldabaoth created this place. So I was like, devil's advocate or Yaldabaoth advocate. I was like, should I be grateful? Should I say, hey, thank you for this wonderful prison that you put me in? I was like, there's a river down the road. There's like, what should I, at some point. But he's like, yeah, some people do that, but he goes, I never would. And the way that he kind of explained it is that we came from source. We are eternal beings that have always been. Same with Yaldabaoth, but he was kind of one with like evil intent, and he kind of tricked other eternal souls into getting here. And to me, there's always a level of consent. So I mean, we must have been like, all right, yeah, that sounds like fun.
It's all consent, dude. I've realized these entities and intelligences cannot do shit unless we say they can, and we agree to it. Whether sometimes we don't realize that we're agreeing to some of this shit, but you're right. It's like a vampire knocking at your door. You can't come in unless you invite them in.
Yep, and they can glam you. They can glam you into saying yes. And things like that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so that to me was a fascinating idea, that like the real goal is to get back to source and to get out of this place, because this isn't the real. This is just a mirage. And I do think that is a fascinating, interesting idea. And in a way, because I come at it from a Christian, like I come from a biblical perspective. And to me, that's what I was always taught, that this is temporary, that this place that we're in right now is kind of a false paradigm. This is just a temporary earth, and that this is going to be shattered and destroyed, and that there's going to be a new heaven, a new earth. And I mean, if you think about it in those biblical ways, like what is God besides an alien?
Right.
What are the angels? What are the demons? What are the archons? What are all of these things besides something that is alien to us? But I like the idea that you're saying that, like, what if they are us? What if we created them? I mean, in a way, like our consciences are so powerful. Our reality is what we project, what we believe, what we accept. We could have built a lot of this. Like, I don't think that there is good without evil. I don't think that we get good, beautiful, wonderful, like the most precious, innocent children. And then also you have like Bill Gates over there with his big gross tits.
Yeah.
Like being an absolute monster trying to destroy the atmosphere. Like, I think there has to be a balance, and I think that is what life is. It's about overcoming the evil, and about embracing the good, and about and also finding a balance within yourself. Because I'm not all good. I'm an asshole. My first instinct to do something is like watch somebody that walks by, stupid asshole. Why did I call that guy a stupid asshole? I don't know. Is it a reflection and an insecurity in myself? You know what I mean? Like,
right,
you have to find those balances, and like